Everyday superpower. We talk relationships, body language, game, everything in between. Talk relationships with you today. I'm gonna tell you. Do you know what? Do you know when someone says, "Oh, she's using him," or "He's using her"? Bruh, everyone's getting used. Everyone's getting used. Everyone's getting used. Oh, she only wants him for his money, right? And if he didn't have money, right, and she was still there, she would just be using him for something else. There has to be some degree of personal fulfillment. It could even be on a negative basis, right? Oh, he doesn't give her anything, but he reflects that absent father figure she's always craved to possess. The young child within her yearns for her father and to win her father over, so that absent man who doesn't give her anything is actually giving her something and fulfills her and fulfills a task and a need and a challenge through one way or another. She needs him for that. She uses him for that. He uses her because he provides him comfort. And if there was no need, no utilization, no use, then the person wouldn't be used. They wouldn't be useful. You see, that's some game. The corporate entity, the workplace, the friendship group use you because you're useful. And that use is to bring joy, to bring good communication, to bring advancement, development, progression, money, whatever it is in between. So I think we as men, dependent on how we place things in a hierarchical view, let's say we come from money, right? We don't look at women and say, oh, she's using him for his money, because it only comes natural. Like, that's just the life we've been given and that's the life we reside in. We don't perceive it as such. Whereas if we were someone who doesn't come from money, we can see with good clarity that that woman wouldn't be interested in me, but she's interested in him, even though I have traits across the board that surpass his qualities, but I don't have the resource, I don't have the provisions necessary in order to attract a woman of that standard, at least through this realm. And that's because she comes from a position of scarcity, where she perceives him as more because he's able to provide a life to her that she hasn't experienced before. That's plain and simple. That's plain and simple. Oh, she's just interested in him because he is a famous rock star. Well, yeah, duh. Of course. Of course. It should be taken as a granted. And when we try to say, when we try to make explanations and try to diminish and minimize human relationships by saying, oh, I would never, and oh, the woman I'm interested in isn't like that, and so forth, you'd only be lying to yourself. You need to be open-minded and realistic and know that just as you use her for a particular reason, she uses you for a particular reason. And that's completely fine and natural. Yeah? What more needs to be said on that? Am I wrong in what I say? Oh no, he loves her just because she is what she is. It was love at first sight. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. She was interested in something initially in order for her to engage in this degree of communication, to express this attraction, and the vice versa. And for her to stay and be respectful in staying and not continue, I'm not saying she's a cheater, but in order for her to not actively seek out a different mate, in order for her not to establish a backbench of potential suitors who she could move on from, she needs to continue finding this man useful, continue finding a use of this man. She needs to keep using him in order for him to remain in a committed and engaged relationship. Yeah? What's your use? Do you have a use? Are you in a relationship? If so, what are you being used for? accentuate it, concentrate on it, because this knowledge is power. As if she was to garner the resource necessary in that particular department. Let's say she's interested in you because you make her look better, because you look great. And then she loses a lot of weight and starts taking more pride in her appearance, then realizes that she is of a value of your level, if not higher. She will leave you. She'll not stay alongside you to the same degree as she did initially. Financially speaking, if she gets a promotion at work and now gets paid more than you, it might turn her off, given that her initial use was the resource you could provide, and she deemed you as masculine position, dominant in the hierarchy. Yeah, this is some game. I'm signing out on that. Peace.